Hi, I'm Louis Knight, and you're watching the Permanent Rain Press.
Hi everyone, it's Chloe with the Permanent Rain Press. Today I am so happy to be joined by Louis Knight. How's it going?
Hey, Chloe, I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing well. So glad you could take the time to chat. It's been a busy few months for you. Now that it's kind of calmed down, what have you been up to?
It has been very, very busy the last few months. Now that we've kind of, I've just been getting. It's definitely been a weird transition. Idol's been such a huge part of my life and all the other contestants' lives for the last year almost. So it's very strange to kind of be getting back to what we were doing before and kind of then trying to use like this whole experience to then go forward. Um, I've just been getting back to my original music, which I've been really missing, to be honest. And I'm actually putting out an acoustic stripped back video of one of my new unreleased songs this week that I've been working on, which I'm really excited about. It's called Maybe That. And then I also have a song coming out called Twisted Conversations in about we're aiming for mid-June right now. So hopefully, yeah, I'm
Yeah.
excited.
So you've been working on a lot. We'll talk a bit more about your songwriting process and that original music later. Let's start with American Idol. As you mentioned, it's been such a big part of your life this past year. What was the most valuable lesson you took away from the whole experience?
Honestly, and I always say this because it really was the most valuable thing that I've learned and that's caused me to grow the most, I think. Um, in Hollywood Week, towards the end of Hollywood Week, I mean, I'd had, I think, 4.5 hours of sleep throughout those 3 days, total. And my roommate had just been eliminated the second round. So then, and I was just so sleep deprived. I woke up on the last day and kind of had a little bit of a panic attack, which I've never had. I've never like kind of experienced anxiety like that before. And I was just saying like I couldn't handle it. I started packing my suitcase. I locked myself in my hotel room. I was like, I can't deal with this. It's too like it's too much. And it was really just because I was so sleep deprived. But I was so set on going home in my mind because I just thought I couldn't handle it. But then with the help of the production team and then my manager and my family, everyone kind of calmed me down and was like, okay, just come to the venue and like we'll see what happens. Blah, blah, blah. They kind of tricked me into kind of going to the venue and then I ended up going out there and performing what to me was one of my most like rawest performances, um, which just showed me so much about who who I was and about perseverance through anything because I was dead set on not performing that day. I didn't think I could do it, but then I showed myself that I could, and that's a life that's gonna. I mean, that's a life lesson that I'm gonna take with me for the rest of my life. I mean, no one knows how to sail through a hurricane until you actually do it. So
Well, you made it to top 7, so it was such an incredible feat, not only, because thousands auditioned, but a personal feat for you as well. Season 18, obviously like no other. Tell me a bit about your
thank
relationship
you,
with your fellow contestants. I can imagine you'll all be keeping in touch. I know there were talks about some sort of reunion, hopefully when it's
we've
safe to
li-
do so.
we've literally been just texting about it today and yesterday about trying to find somewhere to have a reunion after the pandemic. Hopefully the end of the summer. But yeah, I mean, we've all become such a family. We really have. We spent when we first, I think Hollywood Week, like you became friends with people, and then and then people were just leaving every day. So it was very hard to kind of get. It was impossible to get to know everyone when there are that many people. And then so basically, I think in Hawaii was the first time where we all really connected with one another, and we really started hanging out and really, but the feeling of a family was there. And then LA, when we stayed in LA for a week and a half, kind of as the pandemic was worsening before we got sent home. that was like we were all just living together, hanging out every night, just spending every hour of the day together. I mean, there I'm so blessed because not only are they so incredibly talented, but I've really like made friends for life now out of all of them, and it's kind of beautiful how we've all kind of grown and experienced this crazy experience together.
So people online seem to, really love your relationship with your duet partner, your brother
Yeah,
Francisco. You first met
Francisco.
during the genre challenge. What did you initially bond over?
We honestly, the producers had us sit down to, like we'd never met each other. Well, actually, we actually had met each other, but we'd completely forgot each other. We'd kind of said hi in the elevator the night before, um, but the producers sat us down and were like, "Oh, like there's like a little like the judges have a bet going on against you guys. Like we're gonna have you guys meet." And then we just met and we literally just like connected instantly. It wasn't like one. It was like honestly, it's like I felt I think we felt like we'd known each other for years. It was this very strange feeling. And then I mean, we have the same music taste and stuff, but he's just my brother. Like we just instantly just felt a connection, and like he's gonna be one of my good friends for life.
Have you talked about any sort of collaboration between the two of you?
We have, there could be something coming maybe in the future. I would totally be up for that. We've always joked about, was like seriously joked, about maybe hoping that one day we could maybe go on a tour together, which would be amazing. Francisco and Louis tour. but
I'm
um,
sure
but
that would be very popular across the states. Yeah.
I hope so. But yeah, definitely that is something that we're thinking about for maybe in the future.
So you said in an interview you did get to keep one out of the three iPhones that production sent you to
Yeah.
record your performances. How about that ring light?
We didn't get to keep the ring light,
Oh,
but I know because they're so amazing. Once you have them and you get used to, sorry, my dog barked. Once you have a ring light, you like. I never really realized what a ring light was
yeah.
until we got them. But they're like a lifesaver for like so many things. So I think I'm about to order one on
I was
Amazon.
gonna say you might have to invest in one for the at-home videos you'll be filming
A-
for the future.
Absolutely.
So you did take a gap year after you graduated high school to focus on your music. Is college in the plans, or is music where your heart's at right now?
Music is where my heart is right now. College isn't in the plans as of yet. I've kind of, I mean, I'm a huge advocate for learning. But school, music was always the place where I needed to be, where I could thrive. And I wasn't the best student. I was never the best student. So, but yeah, I'm definitely music is where my heart is and where I'm going.
Prior to Idol, you were rehearsing with a band, hopefully planning a tour, and then the Idol and then the pandemic happened. So is that something that's still in the works for when it's safe to do so?
Absolutely. I mean, my band, they're coming with me wherever we go. We're gonna do it together, and I'm honestly I'm just waiting till the day that we can go on a tour and just go across America wherever will have us, and we can just play as many shows and meet as many of the supporters as we can.
So we were talking, you mentioned you'll be releasing new music, maybe that Twisted Conversations. So tell me what inspired those two particular tracks. And then I know on an Instagram Live you also performed London, so maybe that one's
Yeah.
upcoming as well.
So London is definitely upcoming at some point. I haven't actually recorded it yet, so I'm gonna have to do some work on that. So maybe that was inspired by my ex-girlfriend. I it was kind of inspired by looking back at a relationship a year later after it's ended, and really kind of looking at how one person's moved on, and kind of really living their life, and they're not even thinking about it anymore, and then someone hasn't moved on, and in that case that was me. And I wrote a song about it, but that's what that's about, and it's basically the whole thing is like maybe that was my biggest mistake. And it's kind of reflecting on just decision making that happens in a relationship that kind of leads to it to kind of transpire. And then Twisted Conversations is a story that it's basically a story about wanting to be with someone who kind of having a connection with someone. It's quite more of an upbeat fun song. It's about having a connection with someone, and then they have someone in their, they have a boyfriend basically, and the whole kind of thing is like, there you go talking about your boyfriend, is he a better man, like it's kind of like that's the idea.
So with these songs, I would say it does offer you some closure, I think, with the songwriting process. So is it a difficult one for you, like being satisfied with your lyrics, or how does that play out?
It's the best feeling in the entire world for me when I get like when I finish the song or when I'm writing it. I mean, it's so many times I'm kind of just like banging my head against the wall because I can't find anything that I like. I'm not like, nothing's coming out. But then it's all of those are the important times when nothing comes out, and you can't write anything, because then it all leads to the one moment that you can just start writing it all about it and it all comes out. And um and I mean, there's honestly, I'm so fortunate to be able to have this outlet because it helps me through everything that I've ever gone through in life. Um, it just helps me process things, and helps me kind of come to terms with things, and really kind of just find peace within things, because I write a lot about my personal experiences and things that happen in my life and my friends and family's lives. And yeah, I mean, I'm lucky to be able to write about about everything in my life.
So, talking about that, something very special is your song Change, written in honor of your friend Russell Peck and his passing. You partnered with the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention and more recently YSM Clothing Co. to further raise awareness for mental illness. What has the responses you've received to this song meant to you?
Honestly, it's been so weird because I never, I mean, I always hoped that it would connect with people, and if I could just kind of help save one life, just like someone could listen to it if they were on the edge, if they were struggling, it might find them a little bit, it might help them find a little bit of peace. And I never expected it to connect with so many people, which has just been so beautiful, and just literally just filled my entire heart with joy. I mean, I've had so many people messaging me on Instagram, reaching out about how they've been struggling or they've lost a loved one to suicide, and that it's kind of been helping them find peace. And like that honestly has just meant the complete world to me. Because yeah, it's weird. I get like goosebumps talking about it. It's like just so, it's just like the fact that, I mean, that's the power of music, is that it can help heal, and that's what it is for me. And just kind of seeing something that I've written from such a deep place, um has like can help others, is just such a beautiful thing. And I mean, that's why I want to write music for the rest of my life.
It is such a beautiful tribute to Russell and then bringing hope
Thank you.
into, your message as an artist, which people can, as you mentioned, get behind and relate to. You've amassed so many fans over these past few months. What's it been like getting the chance to interact with them on social media like Instagram? I know people make images out of it. They're buying your merch, singing your songs. So how's that been for you?
It's honestly like so weird to say fans, like like it's like it doesn't feel right. It's like it's so strange. Like earlier I said like my supporters, like I guess I need to get used to it, maybe, hopefully. It's just been amazing because I've really enjoyed I've really enjoyed going on live, because then I can actually kind of communicate with them in kind of like a live setting on Instagram Live. Just being able to chat to them, and just like, because what I really hope to do is when I can tour is actually have, like, hopefully they'll come to a show and we can actually just meet and hang out, because I mean, they've all helped me so much. They've helped me get to where I am today. I wouldn't be the artist I am if it weren't for them and their support. Um, which I mean, that's why I just want to meet them and kind of hang out and just I can't thank them all enough because, as I said, like I wouldn't be where I am if it weren't for them. So
That's such a special relationship, I think, to have with people who, live all across the world, all across the states, and then hopefully, as you mentioned, being able to see them in person one day. Now, I have a couple of wild card questions for you. If you could live in any fictional world, which would you choose?
I might have to say Harry Potter because I just watched it last night.
Which house would you be in? Have you ever taken any of the tests?
I haven't taken any of the tests, but I think I'd like to think I'd be in Gryffindor.
And our signature question for you, if you could be any ice cream flavor, which would you be and why?
I'd say lemon sorbet because there's nothing better than lemon sorbet on a nice hot summer's day.
Perfect answer right there. It's kind of poetic. Louis, I'd like to thank you so much for
Thank
taking the
you.
time to chat. Really appreciate
Thank
it.
you, Chloe.
Louis Knight has new music coming soon. Stay tuned, and we will see you next time.
See you then. Thank you so much, Chloe.